Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Apple report for Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Before I jump into the charts, I want to encourage you to please click like and subscribe. It helps you and me. It helps you because you'll be notified each and every time we upload new content. That includes the daily Apple and daily Tesla report. And on Wednesday, we also posted to our YouTube channel a stock pick, an individual stock pick on Enphase Energy, ENPH, in the midst of a meaningful breakout to the upside. You might want to check that video out. Just a reminder as well that on wickedstocks.com, we do 2 of those a week that you never actually see on YouTube. It's part of a subscription package that includes the daily SPY, the daily Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, the TLT, the long bond ETF, and 2 individual stock picks a week like you see maybe today on our YouTube channel in Enphase Energy. So check out wickedstocks.com. Anyway, jumping to this chart, I'd mentioned how when we were testing targeted long-term support in the low to mid 120s back in January, that the low 170s channel top should be considered in reach by some point this year in 2023. And, it wasn't long after. This chart shows everything here. About a month later, we had a gap above and settlement above this descending channel top now at 135.62. That indicated 3 to 5 months that we'd likely test the low 170s. And that was about 3 months ago or so. Not quite. Is that right? February, March, April. Yeah, we're not done with April yet. So about 2.5 months into it. And most recently, a few weeks ago, we settled above this. I'm just going to call it the upper 150s, low 160s. A lot going on there as well. So we are closing in on our target. 171.42. Take a look at this chart here. Decent support today between 165.19, that former channel top that we tested quite a bit. 5 days, 4 days, 3 days ago, and then a couple of days ago we gapped above it, and it's been holding roughly ever since. It is our base, 165.19 for the day. You could even say into later week, preceded by a new rising channel bottom at 165.80. So if we ease back, and by the way, we had aftermarket poorly received earnings for Tesla that could certainly drag the NASDAQ south and Apple perhaps with it. We'll see. But 165.19 to 165.80, decent support for the day, above which that targeted 169.38 trend line in reach today. So that is the day trade. Buying 165 handle support, selling 169.38, only if you're long, only to take profits, in my opinion. If you're a very aggressive day trader, you can certainly have that shorting 169.38. But just know we're still expecting the 171 handle. And there is a possibility today that if we push, especially if we open above 169.38, we just might reach 171.69 intraday, which is once again this long-term channel top on the weekly chart. So I'm going to say a couple things about this formation because I've been mentioning how if we were to close above 171.69, that needs to be by a 1% margin, by the way, at the end of a week to satisfy all the conditions. You could just add 172 to 171.69 and you can do the math. Anyway, that'll take you to the 173 handle. That would signal a long-term buy signal. I can show it right here. It is a long-term channel top on the weekly chart that takes into account that March 2020 COVID low. Closing above 171.69, we'd have I'd say 3 to 5 week objective back to the all-time high of 182.94. And quite honestly, you can take a look at this is March 2020 up to later, this was January of 22. So almost 2 years. And I would say if we close above 171.69, that over the next full year, this is moving away, mind you, but over the next full year of trade, we can make our way up to this channel top, which will be in the 230s, 240s over the next full year. So that is the big picture objective. I will say that if we close above 171.69 at the end of this week by a 1% margin, anticipating the 216.42 rising channel top and climbing over the next full year of trade. So that is investment grade analysis there. It's not day trading. It's not near-term investing. It is long-term investing, and that would be the play for your portfolio if we close above 171.69. Let's get back to the day itself. Go back to this chart. If we happen to break or open below 165.19, we could unravel back to 163.90 intraday. But more importantly, a settlement below 165.19 does reverse short-term momentum. Good high for the week, 161.31, then expected within several days. And we could, over the next, we actually have a new channel bottom now at 160.57. You can see it way down here. There's just so much going on right now. In the low 160s again, all the way into the mid 150s, we have a new rising speed line that is based in part on Wednesday's high. And so the way I would really sort of frame this is the blue channel bottom in combination with this new speed line. They all come together over the next 3 or 4 weeks. That is our base of support. Do I have it shown anywhere? I have it shown in part here by this speed line here. So if we close below 165.19, I'm not about to say that we're going to unravel all the way back into the 153.91 to 157.50 region over the next couple of weeks. That may well occur. It really would be, I think, realistically, this 160.57 rising channel bottom if we close today below 165.19. So closing below 165.19, the 3 to 5 day swing trade shifts negative, shifts bearish, then expecting 160.57 within 3 to 5 days, where you can take profits and even load up again on a 3 to 5 day swing trade to the upside. And that could also be a 2 to 3 week position trade to the upside. Once we test 160.57, we could be right back at reaching into the lower 170s within several weeks of doing so. I don't think there's really anything else to say other than I did struggle with all of these minor points between 166.17 and 168.16, not in determining their existence, but in terms of which of these should be considered an intraday pivot point. And they all have sort of equal quality. So if you are an aggressive day trader, these are all worthy trade levels. It's just that holding above 165.80 will keep 169.38 in reach today. And if we close today above 169.38, tomorrow, last day of the week, the weekly chart, we wind up testing this big area. And we'll see where we go from there. Also know, I guess this is the last thing I'll say, that if we push into the low 170s over the next couple of days, that is profit taking. That is your opportunity to take profits on any long position you may have established over the last 2.5 months, over the last 2.5 weeks, whether that is an out of the money call or you're long the stock. And then it's just a matter of, I think playing the short side as we push into the 170s. What does that mean? At this point in time, I think it could mean buying 155 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a couple of months. So I'll just leave it at that. If we close above the low 170s, the 171.69 area, if we close above it, load back up on, you take your pick. It could be out of the money. Honestly, it could be a 220, 240 out of the money call that doesn't expire. I'd go a couple of years out on that one, but I don't think it'll take that long. It could be as little as 5 to 8 months. This rally has been about 4 months. And so, 5 to 8 months is quite possible with what's happening right now in this market. That is all I've got to say for, what is this? Thursday's Apple Report. Please click like, subscribe, check out Enphase Energy, and most important, check out wickedstocks.com.